Hey guys, so much going on in the world on coronavirus, this pandemic. So many alternative views. It's 5G. People even saying you can't catch a virus. As a father, a guardian to children with HIV, they are full of nonsense because antivirals work in the way, and the children who take antivirals live longer, and they work in the way of suppressing that. It's got nothing to do with detoxing the body. There's so many things going around, so much confusion, and being in the middle of all that is difficult for all of us. But what I want to remind everybody is there are things not in your control. You don't choose if the sun sets and rises tomorrow. You don't choose that the economy will last or not. We're not in the position to do so. We're just not. Most of us are just laymen. We're not in that position. Maybe God will raise some of us up to challenge that, but in the most part, there's very little can be done by worrying about it, being anxious about it, guessing at it. So, to bring some sort of normality to the world, I am, first of all, having to leave for Germany soon. Fritzi's pregnant, heavily pregnant. She had HELLP syndrome before, and Germany, the doctor that we use, said get back by the end of April. So there's only one flight now connecting East Africa to the world, and that has reduced to 3 a week instead of every day like it was. So before that goes, we're leaving. But we also want to go and see the children naturally. But our children are high risk. There are many immunocompromised, special needs as well, have problems with the chest. Most of you know that even this week, sadly, Josephat died of pneumonia. May he rest in peace. I had a visitation actually. I was praying about him, and a beautiful butterfly appeared. It was so precious. So, we are going to see them, but we are having extreme distance. The kids are not allowed to run and jump into my arms. We're the first time in my life that's ever happened. And we're doing that because we were in Dar es Salaam last week, and you know, there's probably no way to know if you're a carrier, if that is the position that we must be to be responsible, prepared guardians. And thus we are going to see them, but we will not be allowed to touch them, which will be very strange for us, and we're not allowed to hug them, and so on and so forth. So, and some of the kids, I won't be able to go inside even to see them. Stop that, but I won't be able to go inside to see them even, just due to the position of their health and the risk. Now, as I say, a lot of people say it's 5G. No 5G in Africa, so where does that play out here? People are saying it's not a virus, you can't catch it, it's about people globally detoxing and saying viruses don't exist. Viruses, they do exist, guys. How come when you're weak you get shingles? It's just common sense is lacking in so many narratives. And yes, the world is at a big risk of having its liberties taken off the back of this. I mean, anyone can see that. I spoke about the globalist want for a new world system for a long time. Cashless society, centralized government, big corporations being the leaders. If this continues, they're going to wreck all business, and of course that is exactly the stage we'll have when this is over. But what are you going to do about it? You know, this is the thing. What are you going to do about it? Everyone's sitting at home, constantly complaining about it online, and nobody's out there building anything. And the thing is, if these things do happen and they do change, then at least we can have some impact on those around us. We'll carry through as humans into whatever comes, most of us. Liberties, freedoms taken, we challenge them, we fight for that. That's what humanity's battle is, the dark side of humanity, the good side of humanity. But what do we build? And building's in your hands. You can all build, you know. So I would say, before I set off with this vlog, I might record it separate to this little message, that why don't you take time in lockdown to plan what you're going to do to change the world when lockdown is over? Because it will come. The day will come. And if you can stringently hang on to your faith and belief, as the Bible said, as is Jesus, so are you. The power in that man to heal, to build, to resurrect, to carry a message so profoundly across the world as it has, the power of the Christ within all of us, is there. But it's not there if you're always just on the narrative, just biting on the narrative constantly of whatever's fed to you. It only comes from going inside yourself and holding on to it until you carve a path inside this world for what you want to see with God from your heart for the future of this planet. And you will not find it by researching and checking and finding what conspiracies what. You'll find it by finding original thought and an original direction for yourself and learning the skills you need to make that original path and direction manifest. That's what we all should be doing if we want to do something to truly positively change the planet that we are on and stop these ridiculous globalist agendas playing out all the time that some of us don't even know if they're in our best interest or not. We're just standing against things blindly, presuming that they're not. But I don't know if you've noticed that the current system's not that great anyway, guys, you know? It's not that great. People are starving. I've lived in it. People are suffering and dying daily. Just as you've got a cosy little nest at home, the rest of the world doesn't. The system is not that great. If the system changes, will it be that bad? That's up to us. But it's never going to happen if you continue to be a citizen of the system, subserviently taking in entertainment and lacking discipline, and then complaining about the people who are holding on to original thoughts and developing original paths to guide the direction of humanity. You must find it in yourself to join and do that. And you can do it with nothing. I've had a small impact on the world, but it's big enough for me. The children that I love and care for have what they have and the comfort and safety today and among us that they have, purely because I held on to a path and I didn't even have any resources, but in faith I believed that God would bring it, and He did. And I held on to it, and I held on to it. You can't do it if you're researching all this. You can't do it if you're trying to make sense of things that you've got no chance of making true sense of. You know, do you really think Google is going to give you all of the truth? Do you really think that the people on YouTube can just give you all of the truth? The truth's inside you, and the only truth you need is the one you can build. So use your time to plan and build and come and help out in countries like this, and help out in your own country to build systems you want to see happen. Charities can be a very powerful thing. They can change the world. Just look at some of the charities on the planet now. They started with humble beginnings. You can do that too, you know, and you'll feel far better in your heart doing that than what you will looking at all the different conspiracies and all the different doomsday theory people saying that the end is nigh, which humanity has had since the dawn of civilization. So, I love you all. I'll pick up and make a vlog now as we head off to Uchira. Bye guys.